Yes, sir.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the second part of Square Enix's reimagining of the classic Final Fantasy VII from 1997. The first part, which was Final Fantasy VII Remake, came out in 2020 and focused entirely on the city of Midgar. So this new one is finally hitting PC after being a PlayStation 5 exclusive for about a year. The game takes what was originally just a few hours of the original game and turns it into this massive, detailed adventure. While the first remake was pretty linear, Rebirth opens things up into these huge explorable areas that, by the way, really let you take your time and see this world in a way that was simply not possible back in 97. The story picks up right after the team escapes Midgar. You are following Cloud and his friends as they chase after the main bad guy across the world. The game does some interesting things with the story. It follows the same basic path, but adds new elements that keep things fresh, even for people who played the original multiple times. Rebirth extends the amount of playable characters to 9, which really is a sizable amount. This includes Cait Sith, Red 13, and Yuffie.
I'm no stranger to caves.
The combat system builds on what the first remake established. It's this mix of real-time action and strategic menu-based commands. You control one character directly, while the others are handled by AI, but you can swap between them whenever you want. What's new is they've added these team-up moves called synergy abilities for some really powerful attacks. It's no secret by now that the game is absolutely packed with things to do, and that includes plenty of new minigames, but not the boring ones, but actually entertaining ones. There's this new card game called Queen's Blood, Chocobo Racing, and tons of other minigames. The open areas are filled with side quests, hidden treasures, and tons of creatures to fight. You can even get different types of chocobos with special abilities to help with exploration. Some can climb mountains, others can glide or swim. One thing that stands out is how much personality they have injected into everything. The characters are constantly chatting with each other as you explore, and there's a balanced mix of serious story moments and genuinely funny scenes. It's not afraid to be goofy sometimes, which is actually pretty faithful to the original game spirit. On the technical side, the PC version is bringing some nice upgrades over the PlayStation 5 version. Straight up, the improvements are as follows: higher frame rates, up to 120 FPS, DLSS support, and they have improved the lighting. Just keep in mind it needs some pretty serious hardware to run at its best, and it takes up a whopping 155 GB of space. The game is pretty massive. Most people take around 45 to 50 hours just to finish the main story, and if you want to do everything, you are looking at well over 120 hours. But you can tackle it at your own pace. You don't have to do everything to enjoy the main story, but there's plenty there if you really want to throw yourself in there. If you're thinking of jumping in, you will definitely want to play the first remake before this one, as the story continues directly from there. There is the story so far explanation in Rebirth, but it's still a direct sequel to Remake. And that sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.